isn't the end.
The Void is a 2016 Canadian Lovecraftian horror film, written and directed by Stephen Kostanski and Jeremy Gillespie, and produced by Jonathan Brontman and Casey Walker. The plot follows a small group of people who becomes trapped in a hospital by a gathering of hooded cultists and by grotesque creatures.
A copy of Code 3 and I need assist.
The story that Travis Walton and 5 other witnesses told was so unbelievable, so unimaginable, that it has become the most famous case of UFO abduction ever reported.
Fire in the Sky is a 1993 American biopic science fiction mystery film, directed by Robert Lieberman and adapted by Tracy Torm. It is based on Travis Walton's book The Walton Experience, which describes an extraterrestrial abduction. It is about an Arizona logger who mysteriously disappears for 5 days in an alleged encounter with a flying saucer in 1975. His co-workers endure ridicule and contempt as they are wrongly accused of murder.
We'll hit the atmosphere in 39 minutes.
We won't survive re-entry.
But it could.
Good night. Noises everywhere.
Life is a 2017 American science fiction horror film, directed by Daniel Espinosa, written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson, and Ryan Reynolds. The film follows a 6-member crew of the International Space Station that uncovers the first evidence of life on Mars.
These creatures wiped out Mars millions of years ago. If we let it get to Earth,
we'll risk all human life.
It's destroying everything.
It's not destroying. It's making something new.
Annihilation is a 2018 science fiction horror film, written and directed by Alex Garland, based on the 2014 novel by Jeff Vandermeer. The story follows a group of explorers who enter the Shimmer, a mysterious quarantine zone of mutating plants and animals caused by an alien presence. The film received praise for its visuals, acting, direction, and thought-provoking story. According to Empire magazine, the film addresses depression, grief, and the human propensity for self-destruction.
can you describe its form?
No.
The Blob is a 1988 American science fiction horror film, co-written and directed by Chuck Russell. A remake of the 1958 film, the plot follows an acidic, amoeba-like organism that crashes down to Earth in a military satellite, which devours and dissolves anything in its path as it grows. Filmed in Abbeville, Louisiana, The Blob was theatrically released in August 1988, though it received a mixed response from critics. The film has accrued a cult following in the years since its release.
Now, man is no longer the supreme being on this planet.
What happened to the passengers?
There's something wrong with them.
They were hunting.
Pandorum is a 2009 British-German science fiction horror film with elements of Lovecraftian horror and survival adventure. The film was directed by Christian Albert and produced by Robert Kultzer, Jeremy Bolt and Paul W.S. Anderson. Starring Dennis Quaid and Ben Foster, it's about 2 crew members of a spaceship where they wake up from hypersleep to discover that all their colleagues are missing. Despite this, it appears that they are not alone.
Hello?
Hello? Someone's been through here.
They come from a dying world. They drift through the universe, pushed on by the solar winds. They adapt, and they survive.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers is a 1978 American science fiction horror film, directed by Philip Kaufman. Released on December 22, 1978, it is a remake of the 1956 film, which is based on the 1955 novel The Body Snatchers by Jack Finney. The plot involves a San Francisco health inspector and his colleague, who, over the course of a few days, discover that humans are being replaced by alien duplicates. Each is a perfect copy of the person replaced, but devoid of human emotion.
The function of all life is survival. Sleep. Sleep. Sleep.
The Fly is a 1986 American science fiction psychological body horror film, directed and co-written by David Cronenberg. The film stars Jeff Goldblum, loosely based on George Langeland's 1957 short story, and the 1958 film. The Fly tells the story of an eccentric scientist who, after one of his experiments goes wrong, slowly turns into a fly hybrid creature. The score was done by Howard Shore, and the makeup effects were created by Chris Wallace, along with makeup artist Stephen Dupuis.
You're changing, Seth. Everything about you is changing.
Oh no, what's happening to me? Am I dying?
He knows my secrets. He knows my fears. Vacate, I want off this ship.
Event Horizon is a 1997 science fiction horror film, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson and written by Philip Eisner. Set in 2047, it follows a crew of astronauts sent on a rescue mission after a missing spaceship. The Event Horizon spontaneously appears in orbit around Neptune. Searching the ship for signs of life, the rescue crew learns that the Event Horizon was a test bed for an experimental engine that opened a rift in the space-time continuum and left our universe entirely, allowing a malevolent entity to possess the ship.
The ship doesn't really go fast in light. What it does is it creates a dimensional gateway that allows it to jump instantaneously from one point of the universe to another light years away.
The Thing is a 1982 American science fiction horror film, directed by John Carpenter and written by Bill Lancaster. Based on the 1938 John W. Campbell Jr. novella Who Goes There, the film stars Kurt Russell as the team's helicopter pilot, R.J. McCready. It tells the story of a group of American researchers in Antarctica who encounter the eponymous Thing, a parasitic extraterrestrial life form that assimilates, then imitates other organisms. The group is overcome by paranoia and conflict as they learn that they can no longer trust each other and that any one of them could be the Thing.
Now it has found a place to live. Inside. Where no one can see it or hear it.
Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.